Governor, who's Jesus Romero Hernandez?
Thank you. I want to reaffirm that we do cooperate in cases where...
That wasn't the question. I just read your statement. I can read your statement. Who is Jesus Romero Hernandez?
I don't have the details on every
I'll
single
tell you.
person in a state of 20 million people.
I understand, but this guy's a citizen of Mexico, deported 7 times, came to your state, assaulted one of your residents with a machete, choked a police officer, then when he was in custody, assaulted a corrections officer. ICE finds out this guy is in your state's custody, and they send you a detainer. You're familiar with a detainer, right?
Yes, I am.
Notice of action immigration detainer to Tompkins County Jail from Syracuse Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Section 1, they check a couple boxes. The first one they check is a final order of removal against the alien has taken place. That means a court has said this guy needs to go. This machete-wielding, cop-choking, corrections officer assaulting guy needs to go. Then they also check another box and they say biometric confirmation of who this individual is, this alien's identity. So they got the right guy, and a court has said he needs to go. Any idea what Tompkins County Jail decided to do with that detainer order?
I will tell you this, the state of...
It's a specific question.
No, I'm
what
telling
did Tompkins County do?
the descriptions you have put forth are absolutely chilling and disturbing and reprehensible to all of us. My job is to protect the people of New York.
Which is why I'm asking the question. What did Tompkins County do?
What I have responsibility
I will
for
tell you, since
are
you're not going to
state
answer.
courts,
We
state
cannot
police.
and will not hold Mr. Hernandez.
Yeah.
We can't keep the machete guy who had choked a police officer and assaulted a corrections officer. We can't keep him. In fact, we have the back and forth from Tompkins County and ICE on January 28th of this year, 8:56 p.m. Tompkins County tells ICE, we're not going to hold this guy. 7 minutes later, ICE responds back, we will be there to take custody this evening. 24 minutes later, Thompson County reiterates, we're not going to have him. We're not going to turn him over. 10:45. ICE arrives at the jail. 1 hour and 18 minutes later, and guess what? Mr. Hernandez is not there.
That's crazy. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Jim Jordan's cooking Kathy Hochul. The policies are flawed. This right here just highlights the horrific impacts that not just Governor Hochul, but Walt and a whole host of other, these quote unquote sanctuary governors and sanctuary mayors have had, on the constituents and on Americans in this country. It's just ridiculous, man.
Couldn't wait 1 hour and 18 minutes for a guy who assaulted one of your residents with a machete, choked a police officer, and then when in custody, assaulted corrections officers. That is sanctuary policy in a nutshell. And that is what your state supports, and so do these other governors. That is what is so wrong, why the American people hate this concept.
You're conflating what the state of New York does is I control state police and prisons. We have turned over 1,300 people.
So you disagree with it?
We turn over 1,300
Did the sheriff make the
people.
wrong call?
Those are local policies that we would not have done in the state of New York. State of New York, that is
So
a
you're
local
saying the sheriff's
decision.
wrong?
I would say this, if it happened in a state prison, we have already turned over 1,300 people.
Sheriff in Tompkins County, a
I want to say
Democrat or
this.
Republican, Governor?
There
Hochul?
have
You any
been
idea?
times, excuse
The
me,
sheriff in Thompson County, a Democrat or Republican?
excuse me, there have
No,
been
excuse
times
me, I
when-
ask the questions, you give the
Well, I'm
answers. Is he a
asking
Democrat or
for a
Republican? Do
second.
you know?
I'm asking for this moment to explain that I'm sometimes waiting
I'm
for
asking,
ICE
is he a
to come
Democrat
pick
or
up
Republican,
people.
and do you agree with the
believe
actions
he's a
he took?
Democrat.
Do you agree with the actions he took? How about that question?
They are in conflict with what the state of New York would do.
Well, maybe they're scared. By the way, he is a Democrat sheriff. Maybe the county guys are a little scared because you said this. I'm quoting from, it looks like the New York Times. We all know you can trust them. This is last month, May 25th. You said we have some counties that are renegade counties and work with ICE. Maybe they're nervous of being called a renegade county by their governor. So the Democrat sheriff says, we're not going to keep the machete-wielding, cop-choking, corrections officer assaulting guy. We're not going to keep him here for you to get here. We can't even wait an hour and 18 minutes. Oh, you know what else was interesting in this case? You know what else was interesting? There was actually an arrest warrant from United States District Court, Northern District of New York, signed by Judge Wiley Danks, magistrate from Syracuse. There was an arrest warrant, and they still couldn't keep him.
The state of New York cooperates. We cooperate in removal of individuals who've served time We responded to tension. You're confusing, and maybe there's a lesson in civics here that's necessary.
Will you say on the record right here, I got 12 seconds, will you say on the record, was Tompkins County wrong in the actions they took on January 25th, 2025, when they wouldn't hold the guy for 1 hour and 18 minutes?
Those are not the policies that we would have in the state of New York. Those are not the policies we would have in a.
Were they wrong? Should they have turned that guy over to ICE? It's a simple question, Governor.
That was a horrible situation. The person should not have been out there. And
it's a horrible situation, but it's a yes or no question.
It is a response that this is a locality.
Do you agree or disagree?
In the state of New York, the person should have been held.
Yes or no?
The person should have been held, and in the state of New York, we would have turned him over. That is in conflict with what we would do as a state with respect to prison. And I want to know why ICE won't come and pick up the individuals who have served time in our state. I have cases where they have not even shown up.
Governor, a court order and a detainer for a guy who did the things Mr. Hernandez did, and Tompkins County can't hold him an hour and 18 minutes, and you won't say that's wrong?
I have said we cooperate when there's a criminal case where someone has committed a crime. We turn them over.
This is sanctuary policy in a nutshell. You won't even condemn something that anyone with common sense knows is ridiculous.
You're mischaracterizing the laws.
I had the facts here. Oh, can I do one other thing, Mr. Chairman? Now he's been rearrested, and guess what? This guy who's now been rearrested, there is imminent danger that this inmate will do injury to himself and to others and presents a threat to safety, security, and good order of the facility, so he's not permitted to leave his cell. So this guy is not even allowed out of his cell, but they let him out on the street a few months ago. That's how ridiculous this is.
When he does leave.
Exactly. The sanctuary policies are just flat out ridiculous. And honestly, it's a democratic way of ignoring, federal statute. That's really what it is. And these people are trying to bring a new voter block. I can't even say try. They are allowing a new voter block. And ultimately, they want things to get so bad that the people say, hey, here go all my rights. Let's forego the Constitution. Let's forego all of our rights. Y'all take the rights and y'all protect us from the people that you allowed over here. That's ultimately what they want. They want the people to be so fed up, so scared, so afraid, of, these illegal immigrants and this open border and this sanctuary city policies that the people willingly forego their rights. That's what this is about, man. We've been talking about this on this channel for quite some time. Liberalism, is demonic. The liberalism agenda that's not just sweeping the United States of America, it's, really sweeping the continent. I'm sorry, sweeping the globe right now. When you look at what's going on over in Europe, especially, we can see firsthand how liberalism is destroying Western society. We can see it. You see what's going on in the UK. You see that they've already over there, because they don't have the same similar rights that we have here, they've already suppressed the people's voice. There is no freedom of speech, in most places in Europe. There's no freedom to assemble. There's no freedom to practice your religion. They would like to bring that over here. They want censorship. They don't want you to have the freedoms that we have that's been bestowed upon us by God, and codified in the Constitution. They don't want that. They want control. They want puppets. They want a class of people that are subject and subservient to the elites. That's what they want. And they're willing to destroy the social fabric of the nation. They're willing to destroy, our country to get it. These are some evil individuals. They are evil individuals. When you think about, New York and you think about California, two places that for years, would be considered bastions of success. And now they're just two of the worst states that you could possibly live in. And people are fleeing those states in mass. Companies are leaving. People are leaving. It's really, they're really turning into full-fledged socialist states. Too expensive for regular people. The elites, the top 1% own everything. It's going there. And everybody else is on the system. They're on these, on these socialist crumbs. That's just enough to survive, never enough to thrive or to grow or to build anything. And it's just really, really unfortunate that you have people that fell for the okie doke in these places. And the reality of it is this: anytime that they tell you that they're doing something for you or that they plan to give you something, understand that they are taking probably 5 to 10 things away from you in exchange for this one thing that they gave you. Jim Jordan was absolutely right to freaking go slap off on this lady and call her out to the carpet. And that was a great case. And it wasn't some case from 3 or 4 years ago. It was a case from, 6 months ago. Dude should have been under the jail. There's no way that he should have been released from jail after doing what he did. You attack a citizen with a machete. You get arrested. You attack the police. You go to jail, you attack the corrections officer. There's no way that this dude should have been released from prison. There's no way. But they did it. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family, or you can buy your man a coffee if you'd like to support the channel financially. Links in the description box below. Join us 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. Appreciate you guys pulling up. If it's your first time, let me know so we can properly show you some love in the chat. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp.